Today we're going to be talking about how to easily trace your designs onto wood blanks. This could mean that you are going to the Home Depot store and buying your own wood and you're ready to trace your design on there and then manually cut it yourself using maybe a jigsaw or a scroll saw or even like a router or something like that. You're going to need a couple of things. First off, you're going to need your printed template. You can grab so many of these in our shop. We sell them for about $7 a piece. And then we have a free template library over on our website that has 3 different designs that you can download today and use on your projects. We change these designs out for the season. So right now you might see fall designs in there. Once you've got your template all printed out, you're going to lay it out in sheets on a flat surface. Now, this is probably going to print out in roughly 6 different pieces of paper. One of the main questions I get all the time is, how do I print something that's going to be larger than a sheet of printer paper? People are thinking about their printer at home and how it can only print on 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper. But if you take these pieces of paper and lay them side by side, trim off a little of the excess, and then tape them together, a larger image will appear that will be more door hanger sized. It should come out to be roughly 18 inches if you're doing the door hanger size. So once you have your template all laid out, taped together, and I like to cut off the excess paper around the outside edge of the template just so that I can make the most use of my wood, and that allows me to kind of like nestle it up in the corner of the piece of plywood or whatever it is, and I can just clearly see what I'm tracing it onto. The next thing you're going to need is graphite or carbon paper. I found this one at Hobby Lobby over in the art section where you find like the graphite pencils, or maybe in the section where they sell like materials for people who like draw and sketch. So it comes with about 2 different sheets, and these are great because they are nice and large. When you unfold the piece of graphite paper, it should be pretty big. I think this one's like 18 inches by 24 or something like that. And see all those little lines? You can use these over and over and over again. Those are lines from where I have traced dozens of patterns using 1 sheet of graphite paper. I even got paint on it and it's still working. So your graphite paper is going to have a matte side and a shiny side. When you're tracing, you're always going to put it shiny side down. That way, the graphite, which is on this side of the paper, is going to transfer to your wood, and you're tracing on top of that. So this is going to go underneath your template, but on top of your wood, like a sandwich. Okay? The wood's on bottom, the paper's on top, and that graphite paper goes right in the middle. Once you have it all positioned and aligned on top of your wood, I always like to use my painter's tape to tape my template in place. I won't tape it all the way around, but I might at least put 1 or 2 pieces up near the top of the template. And this is just going to keep your template from shifting around, and it's going to allow you to lift up and peek underneath your template and see if you've missed any lines. Because if you don't trace templates very often, you may realize quickly that you forgot to trace an entire word or an entire detail. And so it's really nice having it taped down because you can peek up. You can lift up and take a peek, and then you can see, okay, I missed that spot, and gently place it back down, and you're not trying to realign things. It stays in place. So once you've got your template taped down, your graphite paper in place, you're ready to begin tracing. Now for the tracing part, you're just going to need a ballpoint pen. I like the ballpoint because the ball rolls around easily on the end of the pen. I don't like using a pencil because I feel like pencils tend to scratch a little bit and it can rip a hole in your template. And my pro tip is to start at the top of the project and work your way down. Don't jump around. If you jump around, you will miss something. So start at the top, work your way down, and don't move on to another area until you've got that entire area traced. Once you have your design traced on the wood, you can take a peek again, check, make sure you've got everything traced, and then you can remove that template, take off your painter's tape, fold your graphite paper and keep it safely for another project, and then you should have your design ready and waiting for you to paint. At this point, you're ready to just pick up the paints and get started. Let me tell you, templates have made things so much easier for people who want to start door hanger painting. Years ago, if you wanted to paint a door hanger, you had to be able to draw that design on a piece of wood. And then if you had to draw it multiple times, sometimes it wouldn't look the same if you drew it multiple times. It would, like, one pumpkin might be one size, the next pumpkin might be a little smaller or a little lumpier. And if you want uniformity and for them to all look the same, then having a template is really, really helpful. One thing to keep in mind when using templates and tracing them on the wood is that you might not want to trace the entire design on the wood all at the beginning. Let's take this one for example. We just taught this one in a workshop that we did. And so we painted the entire thing except for the lettering, and the lettering we traced on toward the end. And so that was done kind of on top of everything else. So keeping that template taped to the project and just folding it over can be helpful because sometimes, like I said, it can be a little hard to realign it. If you haven't used templates before, I want you to give them a try. Start by buying a wood round or some kind of wood surface. Even if you're not comfortable cutting your own wood pieces yet, you can buy a wood round at Hobby Lobby or Michael's or someplace like that. I think they even have little ones in the Dollar Tree these days. Buy something like that, have it on hand, and then go to our free template library on our website and download one of the templates that you want to use. Grab your graphite paper, trace the design onto the wood. We usually have at least 4 different sizes to choose from. So depending on the size of your wood, you might need to choose a different size. And you can also resize these templates by changing your printer settings. All you have to do is reduce the scale from 100% to less than 100%, depending on the size of the project that you're wanting to put this on. Another great thing about our free template library is that each template on there also comes with a video tutorial. So not only am I giving you the template to trace, but I'm showing you how to paint it. So I hope you get started and paint your first door hanger today, or at least find a project that you're interested in working on. If you want to learn more, don't forget to hit the subscribe button here, and I'll see you next time. Happy painting!